Thank you for stopping by the VZ channel. I'm here with my buddy Sergei, or you can call him Serge. We used to be colleagues, and this is another expat interview. So for those of you who are interested what it's like to live as an expat in China, you will enjoy this video. All right, my friend. So my first question to you is, before you came to China, what did you know about China? What impressions did you have?
Tell you honestly, I didn't know about China practically anything. I just knew that there is a country in southeast of Asia and there are some Chinese people who are talking Chinese language and they eat with chopsticks, you know.
With chopsticks, okay.
And
that is true.
And of course I knew that Beijing is the capital of China and Shanghai, one of the biggest cities in the world, with super modern technologies. And actually, honestly speaking, I never expected that I would find myself here. For me, for myself, it's a big surprise that I'm still here, and I've been here already for a while.
Yeah. Wow. So, I mean, as you said, you just pretty much didn't know anything about it except that it's in Asia and that it has high technology, which is, you know, more than some people.
I can tell you even more. When I was coming here, I searched in Wikipedia about China. I watched some bloggers in China and some bloggers in Shanghai in particular. And the only thing that I learned from that time was ni hao to say and xie xie, you know. That's it.
Important.
Even how to count, I didn't know.
Right. So but it sounds like you were eventually planning to come here. Why did you want to come here then? Why did you come here if you didn't know much about China? What made you start searching for all these vlogs about Shanghai specifically?
Okay, I would answer in a simple way. Majority of people want to go to the West, to go to US, Canada, West Europe, Great Britain, Spain and so on. As for me, I feel that these countries are a bit boring for me, you know. China and Asia in particular makes me crazy, makes me feel alive, you know. People are surviving here, people are thriving here.
Yes.
The big gap between rich people and poor people, you know, and a big massive competition between all China, because it's more than 1,700,000,000 people living here, and particularly in Shanghai it's 25 million people living here.
Yeah, it's the biggest city in the world.
Big struggle, yes, one of the biggest. They say Tokyo is number one.
It keeps going between both of them. I think like 1 year ago Shanghai was number one.
Maybe they're like, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a huge city. That's all you need to know.
Yes.
Insane.
One of the biggest in the world, definitely.
Yeah. Insane. Yeah, the vibe here is just different to the West.
Exactly.
I think you made a good choice to come here. How about you? Do you think you made a good choice to come here? After you've been here now for a while, do you think it was the right decision?
I've been here for 4 years, and I can tell you this, it was my bravest and best decision I've ever made in my life.
So you recommend it to other people then?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But okay. Further on, I'm gonna tell you about disadvantages of living here, and of course advantages.
Oh, okay.
We'll
get to that. We'll get to that.
Your audience can value both and make a decision for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. That is a very good thing to talk about, and we'll just get onto that in a second. But first of all, could you tell me? So you knew a little bit about Shanghai before you came here. You told me you're watching vlogs.
Exactly.
So after you came here, what met your expectations and what was different?
Actually, okay, it was absolutely different because everything on the screen is different to the real life, you know?
Yeah.
With smells, with people, with talking, with backgrounds, you know, with all these skyscrapers, you know. It's okay, it's similar, yes, but it's more colorful, I would say, you know.
Oh, yeah. More vibrant.
Yes. You watch some vlog or you watch some video, it's 2D, you know.
Yeah.
Here is 5D, you know.
You can smell.
You can smell, you can touch, you can feel, you can see, you can hear, you know.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Let's go to the right now, okay?
To the right, yeah. So actually now we're on the way to Serge's house.
Yes, I'm gonna show you.
We're not going to show you the address, but
My
we're going to show you the rooftop, and it's pretty impressive. Today should be an amazing sight, right?
my small hut.
Your small hut. You have a good view from the top of the building.
Right
which
here,
we will show you.
Precisely.
Yeah. So I remember when I first came to China, so many things were different that I actually started to like when I first came here in 2014, and it completely shocked me in good ways, mostly because I was a tourist, and just completely, you know, it's so different from where I'm from. So I kept a notebook of all the things that I find different, and at that time I wrote like 24 things. But now slowly, I'm just used to most. I mean, still, China never ceases to surprise me. Every day something surprises me, but not at the same level as when I first came here. So now it's actually hard.
You got used to it.
It's hard to
get impressed.
It's hard to find the little things now, the same as when I was fresh, to tell people back home what is different. Do you think you can find one thing which is definitely very different? If you could name one thing, what is totally different from home?
Bro, not one thing. It's like, I don't know, I could name maybe 5-6 things that are different.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first, the basic one is language.
Yeah.
Let's go this way, please.
Language, of course. Yeah.
I need to go to the mall to buy one stuff.
Okay. So, what is different? Can you think of the top 5 things that are different in China to where you come from?
All right. Originally, first of all, let me start with this point that I've come from Ukraine. It's Eastern Europe. We don't have big cities. We don't have skyscrapers. To start with, I can say that actually Shanghai, the whole city, is like half of my country, you know, half of my country's population. So it's, for me, how many people here, blows my mind, you know. This is maybe top one thing that that is absolutely different with my country, where I am from. The second thing is, of course, language. Language is absolutely different, and of course we speak in absolutely different language, but it's a bit close to Latin or to Polish or to English, you know. But this language doesn't have any common roots with my language. So even, for example, if I hear even Spanish or Italian or French language, I can recognize some words, you know. Here, this is 0 logics here in comparison with other Latin group of languages, you know. Third thing, of course, this is culture. Culture is here absolutely different. For example, we celebrate in the whole world, in the whole Western world, we celebrate New Year, Christmas, you know, different other holidays, which here are not celebrated, are not that commonly celebrated. Here they have another world. I would say this is another world. And I will stop here at the point that when I say this is another world for me, here I feel myself as I'm on Mars full of aliens, you know. They're absolutely different. Thing number 4, I would say, this is their own mentality. Mentality is absolutely different than European mentality. They treat life, okay, I would say this. When I came here first, I realized one thing, you know, for us, for Western countries, we have some mentality which includes to be kind, yes, to be generous, yes, they also have this, but they have a little bit difference in their own mentality as for the money. When I came here first, I realized one thing. In China, they don't have any official religion, but their religion is money. For money, they can do everything, you know. This is top 4 number thing. And of course, thing number 5 is their local cuisine. Cuisine is quite famous in the world. Chinese towns, Chinese restaurants are commonly found everywhere in this world. Yes, but of course, Here you will never, you will try something unique that you will never try in any other place of this planet. For example, heads of ducks, I don't know, some penises of horses, you know, jellyfish salads, you know, and these things like will blow your mind, you know, when you can see it. But actually, when you taste it, it's actually quite nice, you know. So this is like top 5 things that really impress, and all the foreigners, whether they heard something of China or not, they will be super excited here.
All right, man. So you've been here long enough. Could you tell us, like, you know, the things you like about living in China and what you don't like so much? You know, easy question.
Okay, let me start with this. So first of all, what about the things that I really enjoy and like here? Thing number 1 is that comfort of living. This is Shanghai. Okay, I don't know much about China and about different cities. I'm talking right now in particular about Shanghai.
Sure.
Shanghai, well known for its safety first. Man, I can tell you this, in comparison with other countries and with other cities, you feel super relaxed here, walking with your wife or girlfriend at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, and you're not worried that someone will come up to you, ask for a cigarette, and just, you know, kick your ass, you know.
Yeah, I mean, safety is like the #1 thing that most expats
Exactly.
say about China.
Man,
makes it true, right? I mean, it's a common experience.
I saw many times when people, for example, Kuai delivery guys that were leaving their bike switched on with the keys inside and just left for their business.
Yeah.
Still, like, you know, this is the matter, you know, and not just leaving the keys, the phones, everything, you know. And there is like 99% that no one will come up to you and steal anything from you, you know.
And in good areas, you can see some pretty nice cars, right? Sometimes.
Exactly.
And if you leave a nice car in London, just parked for a while, it'll get scratched. Here, you won't get a car scratched.
People will envy you and go and scratch it, for example. But here, no one is scratching them because this is thing number 2. Okay, this is I'm talking about safety. Why it happens? Reason number 1: people are not that poor, all in all, you know. Thing number 2: there are everywhere cameras, everywhere, you know. So you actually, even if you steal, you'll be found in like 30 minutes, you know.
There are 1 million cameras in Shanghai, and guys, I have a video about this just released about a week ago. Please go check that out. I'm literally counting CCTV cameras for now 1 hour and see how many I can find. Did you watch that one?
Not yet.
No,
I will. I watched most of his videos, really enjoy, and I highly recommend to join and subscribe for VZ channel. Super nice.
Cheers.
And I want to say thank you very much for inviting me. I'm super happy, and for your respect towards me to listen my story of my living here.
I mean, I think it's important, you know, to get as many stories out there, because there's lots of misinformation about China right now. Some of which is true, some of it's not true, but it's good to hear real people's stories on the ground. And you know, you're my friend now for like almost 5 years, right?
Precisely, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good to hear from you.
We've been working together.
Yeah. Ex-colleagues.
Yeah. So safety is top number 1 that makes your life very comfortable. Top thing number 2 is Shanghai is the city where everyone can find something for himself. If you're a party person, you will always, 7 days a week, 24 hours, you can find a club where you can chill out, relax, and feel super happy, because everyone will treat you the best, seriously. Okay, I know why, but I will drive it to it a bit later. But slowly coming into point number 3. Okay, this is honest answer. China is a racist country.
So this is what you like or you don't like about China?
Here it's like and not like, you know. So thing number 1, where I like China, Chinese people really like white people.
So this is more like discrimination rather than
Just-
racism.
This is okay. But this is another thing that I will tell you when about disadvantages. But as for advantages of being me as a white person from Ukraine here, this is a great advantage because I'm white, and people treat me even better than they treat their Chinese, the same nation people.
Yeah.
For example, I can give you a good example. For example, stay in a queue waiting to buy some products, for example, in a local shop downstairs or the market over there. Usually, if there are like 2-3 people, they can simply like, hey, Lawai, Lawai means foreigner. They can call me first to be in front of the line.
Really? Wow.
Yes, it happens.
Never happened to me.
Seriously, it happened to me very often.
Wow.
I don't know why. Maybe because I'm like always grateful, and I say thank you very much. Thank you for your for being so kind to me. Really appreciate. But they always give me some priority. Like this.
That's pretty cool.
Well,
not for the Chinese people, but yeah. For
exactly.
You.
But I'm talking as for expat,
Yeah.
as perspective. The second thing, or maybe it's not the second, but the third, is that I don't speak local language. I'm sorry, but I know Chinese. This is as a basic. This is another advantage of staying here in Shanghai, because Shanghai is super international city, I would say. And big majority,
relatively speaking, by Chinese standards, it's very international. Yeah.
but big majority of people studied or graduated or went to some international schools, kindergartens, or colleges or universities where they had teachers of international. They were internationals,
Yeah.
So most of them, or majority, I would say, okay, majority is that 60, 65 to 70%. They know English somehow or other,
Yeah,
so they can
that's true.
help you. They can help you out. They can show you the way to go. They can tell you what to do, what to not to do. Like for example, when you call the taxi, for example, Didi, they will just say, if you don't speak the local language, you can give the phone to Chinese, and he will clearly explain where you are, and the taxi driver will come directly to you. This is a big advantage, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
Another advantage that cost of living and cost of food and everything. Really, in comparison with other countries, I've been to 10 countries already. I can state to you here that here in Shanghai, though living expenses are pretty high here, but food cost, services cost quite cheap.
Also comparing to your salary, right? as an
Exactly,
expat.
exactly. Even no, man. Like not compare. Even I'm comparing my own home country and China in total. This is actually of the same level. But Ukraine level of salaries is quite low. And Shanghai salaries are quite high. So of course you can afford more.
Yeah.
But actually, the cost of to go to a local restaurant, you spend the same money as you go to the local restaurant in Ukraine. You spend actually the same money. Let's assume it will be $100, for 2-3 people,
Okay.
But here you will have pretty nice service. Like, okay, I won't say that all inclusive, but you will afford a bit more than you can buy there. Yes, but you will pay the same money to go to the restaurant for 2-3 people, but here you will get higher quality of food, higher quality of service rather than in other countries. And right now I'm talking not just about Ukraine, but about all the countries that I've visited.
Okay. That's interesting.
This is advantage.
Yeah.
And now let's come to the point of disadvantages. This is a bit interesting thing. Nothing in the world has only advantages,
Of course, yeah.
Everything has plus and minus, positive and negative,
Any place, guys, and we're being really fair, right? I know I have a lot of people who are Chinese coming to watch my channel, and guys, you go anywhere in the world, there'll be advantages, disadvantages, just as Serge said. So it's not about being negative here. It's just about being honest, and this video is really aimed for expats who maybe are planning to come here. So we're just being real with you.
Yeah, so, okay, let's come to the point for disadvantages.
Yeah.
There are many, okay. not that like 1 million, yes, but maybe I can name several of them. First thing about Chinese culture. For example, Chinese are more free to do things that in West Europe we usually don't do it. For example, they can, okay, tell you honestly, they can burp, fart, whatever, natural sounds, I would say. They can present it easily outside, in the restaurant, in the elevator, and they don't care about anyone, you know. This is natural, this is good, you know. I can afford. I don't care about others, you know.
Okay.
This is top thing number of disadvantage. Thing number two, this is their mentality again. I'm coming to that point. It's called littering. So people can, for example, drink water or beer, whatever, and they just throw garbage on the ground.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Talking about beer.
Yes. We won't do that, but we need to understand that Chinese would do that. For example, right now we are recording our video on the 15th floor, and I guarantee that if we were Chinese drinking the same beer, after that people will just throw the cans out of the 15th floor.
Really?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, actually I think they're trying to stop that, because if you go to many compounds, for example, you go to my compound, there are now CCTV cameras pointed up to watch the top floor. Maybe this is precisely the reason they're trying to stop this. Maybe also suicides or something like that, but mainly for people doing rubbish. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Why are cameras looking at the 5th floor? Are they like trying to watch the... No, this is the reason, right?
Yeah, probably, because people don't care, you know. People... And here I come to the point where, because I asked many questions, like, guys, come on, why are you littering? Come on, it's like 50 meters, you can find a trash bin, you know, and put your garbage over there.
Yeah.
And they explain in a such way that blew my mind.
So, tell us, please.
For example, they explain in a simple way. Say, okay, I litter here, for example. 10 other people will litter here. So the government will need to hire a person who will clean it up. So actually, we, by littering, created a workplace. And some people who is not educated, not highly educated, who can become a garbage man, you know, like that, they can go and get the job, because people, this area, for example, is dirty, full of trash, so they need to clean it, to clean it up. That's why people need to hire a person. So that's why it works, you know. And so by littering, it's paradox, man, but by littering, people create a workplace.
Yeah. I mean, you can't deny, though, that the employment level in China is pretty high, though, right?
Exactly. There are like 20, 30 people per one place, man. And I'm talking even about maybe garbage
You will
position.
find streets here, and like sometimes during their lunchtime, you'll see like 30, well, not 30, but like 15 people in the blue garbage uniform all sit together having lunch. Yeah, I call them the garbage army.
Garbage army, yes. Yeah. Good. But this advantage, I would transfer it into advantage, you know. People, for example, if you're walking around Shanghai in the evening, you will find lots of trash on the ground. But at 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning, all the city will be washed, cleaned, and no garbage, you know. It's like a miracle, you know, this garbage disappear, you know.
I actually have a good example about that too. I went to Harbin, and actually if you go to any northern city, in the north it's get really cold in the winter and snows a lot. So where I'm originally born in Russia, in the winter it's very dangerous on the streets, because there's ice and the snow on all the pavements, and people fall down, break their legs. If you go to Harbin in the winter, it's like it never even snowed. in the city center, all the pavements are totally clean because
Crazy.
they hire like the villagers from
The whole
outside
army.
the city,
Hmm.
come and clean it very fast.
Yeah,
It's like it never even snowed. It's crazy.
and you create a workplace for them,
Yeah.
you know, even for that. Yeah, in Russia and Ukraine, it doesn't work like that, you know.
No.
If it snows, it snows. This is nature, my friends. So we are
Yeah.
sorry, you know.
Yeah.
We need to wait till the snow will melt, you know.
Yeah, you have to
Like
be
that.
careful. All right, anyway, back to China.
Yeah, so this is a big disadvantage. I consider that it's littering. Another thing that shocks me, this is their way of thinking. So Chinese people just follow the rules. They don't have any creativity and creative thinking. And again, I don't want to offend anyone. I just tell you my experience that I could experience.
Could you give an example of this?
For example, people. Okay, for example, you take a Didi taxi. Yes, you know this area quite well. For example, as for me, I've been here for 4 years, and there are bridges to cross the river, or there are tunnels. You know,
Right.
and tunnels will drive you much faster, and it will be you will save more money driving by tunnel rather than take a bridge. But for example, when taxi driver takes you as a passenger,
Yeah.
it will give you some route, GPS route,
Yeah.
you know, and they will drive you directly what automatic AI, I would say, it's how do you call it? Artificial intelligence. GPS route will find the best way, you know.
Yeah.
And whatever you tell him or her, like, man, this is the better way, please go this way, they will reply to you easily. No, my friend, I'm sorry, but this is my GPS and I'm driving you via my GPS
Okay.
navigator. So this is the point when, okay, and it's like many different advantages where I saw people, local people, who are not using their own brain. They are losing some rules, you know. It should be done like that, you know. For example, my wife got into the hospital, and actually on a third day she felt already ready to leave the hospital. They come to us.
What happened to her?
They some problem. Don't want to
Okay.
drive into details, but
No worries.
anyhow. So she went to hospital, but you know they told her no 3 days. You know, we have a rule, 5 days you need to stay. You know, and they didn't let us go away earlier. They just said 5 days you must be. You know, you must stay here in the
Wow.
hospital. You know,
Okay. You can't escape.
yeah, you can't escape over there. You know, from there.
Right.
So this thing that they are not very often they don't use their brain. This is crazy.
Well, I mean, maybe they have some. I mean, you don't want to generalize, right? Because
Yes.
maybe they have other ways of thinking, but they're just too scared, maybe not to follow the rules because there'll be repercussions. Because there's always somebody above them that they don't want to get in trouble, basically.
Yes, probably yes.
Yeah.
This is but those rules are quite strict then.
Yeah,
You know.
very strict.
I've come from Europe, and there are rules, but there is some logics, you know. And of course, if rules come together with logics, you will follow it, you know. If it's faster, better, smarter, you know. But Chinese, absolutely different here. They just follow their way, you know.
I don't know. I don't know if I entirely agree. I think I agree with you on some level, like for example with the Didi thing and stuff like that. But I actually found that Chinese people are quite cheeky, actually.
Yes.
They have times when they don't want to follow the rules.
When
and,
it comes to money point.
not just money, like there's many ways that they don't. For example, you know, we have a new rule in Shanghai: wearing a helmet, right, or riding on the right side or the wrong side of the
or
road.
don't take
on
the
scooters.
passenger.
Yeah, there's ways to escape that. Yeah, don't take the passenger. They will let the passenger get off in front of the police officer. They cross the road by foot and then come back on the scooter, right?
Actually, I could
Menu.
find And I did the same, like maybe 50 meters or 30 meters before the policeman.
Yeah.
I stopped the bike, told my wife to get off the bike and just walk, you know.
Or
Came
another-
there, and the policeman stopped me, said, "No, I saw in my own eyes that you were with a passenger. You must pay fine now." you
Yeah.
know.
Or another case, for example, there's some places you need to show your health code to come in, right? And I went somewhere with my wife and my baby, and at that time maybe I didn't have my phone number. So the rule is everyone must show their health code to come in.
Yes.
My wife had the phone, she showed her health code, and then I didn't have it. So technically I couldn't come in, but the guy was like, oh, of course, you guys you're a family, he must be healthy if you're healthy, right?
Of course.
So they just let us through. So there's some times where they like, you know, kind of bend the rules a little bit to allow. Maybe it depends on time saving, right? Sometimes they just can't be bothered.
Yes, probably. Sometimes, but the cases that I saw in my own eyes, they told me that very often they follow rules, not the general logics, you know.
Okay.
What are the disadvantages? China is quite a racist country towards Indians, towards Africans, I mean Afro-Americans or black people, but they don't treat those people equally with white people. I saw in my own eyes, and this is of my experience, I can state that, for example, and I've been already a teacher for 4 years, I've been teaching science, and I can say, and I saw that, for example, if there is a choice for school to choose a black person whose mother tongue is English, native, and some Russian guy who can say barely English, who can speak barely English, they would prefer white rather to the black man, you know. Though black man is more experienced, this is his mother tongue, he's more professional, kids would enjoy him, like him, whatever, but they will choose this one because kids, and they show this attitude that white people in priority, black Indians and who has darker skin, they will say no, less priority.
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately, this is true.
Yeah, you
in
can't
the
deny
21st century.
Yeah, you can't deny that fact. I mean, I think it's obviously getting better the more foreigners come here. For example, my company, I don't want to say which company, but they use on their adverts people who are black, right? So you can see a big poster and there's black people on the poster being teachers with the students. So I think they're trying to be more open about it more and more. But I mean, I can't deny what you said is true. Like, for example, you're right. Like, if you're looking for work and there's some agents, you know, recruiters on WeChat, they'll be very direct sometimes what they're looking for.
Yes.
Very direct.
White, male, female,
Yeah.
native speaker, and so on and so on.
Yeah. Maybe this is not even actually how they personally feel, but they're more
Oriented to clients.
oriented. They're scared what the parents will
Exactly.
think, right?
Exactly.
And maybe even the parents are not racist, but the company just doesn't want to take that risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hopefully it will be better and better the more
Hope so.
as time goes on, and I can see it getting better. China is getting more open, but yeah, you can't deny it. This is an issue right now.
Maybe the last disadvantage I would state. Chinese, I mean locals, already got used to it. You shouldn't say any bad things about Chinese government, talk about indirectly or directly to via WeChat using Chinese apps, or you will be tracked, found, and trapped, I would say. So this is Big Brother who is watching you always, you know. I'm joking with my friends saying, you know, when I'm driving to my school, to work, and actually it's 15 minutes driving from my home to workplace, but I'm joking with my friends saying that actually CCTV can bring you 2-hour video how you're driving, you know, this way, you know.
Yeah.
When you stop, when you poke in your nose, when you're looking in the mirror, you know, like this. It'll be maybe 2 hours because everywhere cameras, you know, and everything is on WeChat, or everything is tracked, you know. So you should be careful what you think and what you speak, you know.
Yeah. I mean, as a foreigner, I mean, this video is for expats. Probably as a foreigner, there's less worries about that.
Of course,
but
I feel relaxed. But
for Chinese, I mean, I don't think you should talk too much politics to Chinese people.
I want to state one thing here, that I've met super many foreigners that living here and enjoying this life. They're not happy with everything that is happening here, you know, on the higher level, you know. So,
yeah.
As for me, I am super happy to be here as a guest, and this is my point. At some point of my life, I'll need to say thank you very much, China. Bye-bye, you know, like this.
This is actually leading to my next question, but I think you just kind of answered it. The final question is, do you think it's possible, or can you see yourself living in China, you know, for good? For your whole life? Is that possible for as an expat?
As I have already replied to you, no. Definitely no, because...
Why is that?
Super many cultural issues. You will always be considered here as a guest, not a local. Will never. Even if you get a green card. Okay, I can tell you my friend's experience. He's walking with his dog in his neighborhood, and like, let's assume it's 11, 12 at night, and drunk people at the bars, they are like, man, like, you Lawai, go away out of China. Go out of China.
Really?
You know? Like this, you know.
Wow.
And he said, man, but I have green card. I'm legal here, you know. Like, for good, I can live here. I have 2 properties here. And they say, you know, like this.
Yeah.
This is low class of people, but still they consider you to be a guest always, you know, like this.
I think
you will never, you know, you can never forget that you are a guest here.
Yeah.
You are temporarily person here.
Yeah. This is because it is a homogeneous society, right?
Yes.
I mean, you go to any Asian, you're immediately just different because you look different.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just, that's Asia for you. Go to Japan, go to Korea, go to China. You stand out because you're different.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe it is possible to stay here for a long time. Like, I've done an interview with a guy who's been here for 20 years.
It's possible.
As long as you don't mind being treated differently all your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you don't mind that fact, then
I would say,
sure, you can stay here.
I would say openly that you will never be a part of this local society. You will be just a guest, you know, and you will feel it, you know, that everyone will treat you okay. You're a good friend. They will say even brother, whatever, you know. No, but at some point, if they don't like it, or political party will say, the major political party will say that, you know, foreigners are not that good anymore. They will change their minds like this.
Fair enough. All right, well, thank you very much, Serge, for this wonderful conversation. I just wanted to end this on a good note. So we've talked about advantages and disadvantages.
Yes.
And like, having considered both of them on a balance, do you think it's still worth to come to China as an expat and experience this life and come here at least for a short while?
Of course, it's the greatest experience that you can experience in your life. Everything is different, you know. And if you come here, okay, people, all foreigners that are coming here, they come with 2 opposite thoughts and ideas. One of them, like, okay, half of them fall in love with China, with Chinese culture. They deeply respect and really enjoy staying here. They enjoy living. They enjoy eating local food, local cuisine. They enjoying talking with Chinese friends. They making new friends, and there are a group of people who say, no, we cannot accept, deeply in my heart, but I cannot accept China. I don't enjoy food. I don't enjoy people. They are like this. I don't like it. I'm just temporary to earn some money and just leave as soon as possible, you know. In between, next impossible. You need to be rather this or this.
So I think in England we have a good reference for this, Marmite. Have you ever tried this?
No, what's
Marmite is kind of a... Yeah, so it's kind of like Marmite in the UK. We say you either love it or hate it.
this? Yes.
Yeah.
In between? No.
Yeah, nothing, yeah. I love Marmite. How about you?
I really fell in love with China, you know. I deeply respect this culture.
So on a balance, you think it's still worth it?
Yes.
For you personally to
Much more, 100%. Guys, if you're really interested, actually another question to you. If you're interested in, I don't know, maybe recording one more video of the price of food, the price of living, I will be happy to share with the guys.
That's a good idea.
To buy, if you want to buy some scooter, for example, or the place of work, the place of living, I'll be happy to share some information. And for people who are interested in coming to China, it will be very valuable information right now.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, these are the very practical things that people actually care about. Rent, food,
place of living,
Old
how
stuff.
far.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Because Shanghai is actually, this is beyond big city, you know. And it's
crazy. It's crazy.
It's easily can be found that people working in one place and living in another place, but between these places will be 2 hour one way traveling by subway. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, by area size, Shanghai is insanely huge. It's insanely huge, and all those areas are getting developed very fast.
Yes.
Especially New Pudong, just Pudong area. It's bigger than Puxi, and you could go for kilometers and kilometers. All you will see is construction. It's insane.
Still building, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of construction, but that is the fact of life here. All right, man. If you have any questions for Serge or for myself, please leave them down below. And I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I definitely did. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time and big respect to your audience.
Cheers,
Thank you
man.
very much.
All right, peace.
Have a nice day.